Hey, take two here. It's a warmer day. I'm sorry. This is this day in history for June 16th, 2024. It's also Father's Day. It's an overcast day, and it's a warm day. So, first of all, happy Father's Day to everybody out there. Happy Father's Day to my own father and to the father figures that I've had that I've lost that are in heaven. Like my dad, my stepdad. Yeah. So, all but one of the birthdays today are people that I've never even heard of. Only one person, which is the last one on the list, is the only person I've ever heard of. So let's just get into it, shall we? 1874, Arthur Meighen, Meighen. He was the Canadian Prime Minister in 1920, 1921, as well as 1926. He was also the leader of the Conservative Party of Canada. His birthday was today in 1874. In 1907, Jack Albertson was born. He was an American actor. 1912, Enoch Powell was a British politician, born on this day, 1912. American publisher and owner-publisher of the Washington Post, that's the newspaper in Washington, D.C., as well as the Newsweek magazine. Katharine Graham, her birthday was today in 1917. 1938, Joyce Carol Oates, an American author, was born on this day. Roberto Duran, a Panamanian boxer, was born on this day in 1951. And American rapper and actor Tupac Shakur was born on this day in 1971, 20 years after the Panamanian boxer who was born in 1951. And that's it for the birthdays. We start this day in history in 1903. Ford Motor Company is it's founded, it's established. Henry Ford plus 11 other investors come together and they start this company in, well, the Model T, the Model A, the Ford F-150s, the Mustangs, the Ford Escapes, the Excursions, all, Ford Motor Company, right? 1911, the International Business Machines Corporation was founded and incorporated, i.e. IBM. IBM Computers got its start as the International Business Machines Corporation. So I didn't realize that IBM was that old. I mean, obviously that predates computers, because computers really didn't start coming around. The first rudimentary computer, other than the abacus, obviously, was like 1940s, 1946, I think it was, when they started. No, it was earlier than that, because they had a computing machine that had cranked out, and it all it was mathematical probabilities, and they had punched in all this data, and the question that they had asked was, was a atom bomb feasible? And it took a week for it to crunch all its mathematical computations, and if I recall right, it came back saying it wasn't possible. And while, as we know, it was wrong, because we dropped 2 atom bombs on Japan. Go figure. 1932, this was an important day for Germany. So the Lausanne Conference was held. It was to liquidate Germany's reparations. And after all the talks and all the negotiations, eventually what it did is it ended all the reparations that Germany was supposed to still pay to Europe, the European community, for damages done due to World War I. because of the state of the economy in the world at the time. It basically was just concluded that there was no feasible way to um, to impose the reparations on Germany. So the conference opened on this day in 1932. Economy tanked. It tanked here in the United States, but I mean, and because it tanked here in the United States, it had a cascading effect globally. A couple things. A year later, in 1933, two things happened, and I think they kind of run hand in hand with each other. First of all, the 100 days period of FDR come to a close with the bulk of the New Deal being passed. And I think part of the New Deal had something to do with this other thing that happened, was the Federal Deposit Insurance Corporation was created. And it was created as a result of the Federal Act of 1933. I think all of that was instrumental, and all of that was part of the New Deal. It was a way of ensuring that we would never have another stock market crash like we had in 1928. We fast forward to 1976. South African police fired on a group of Soweto students. They were marching in protest of policies imposing Afrikaans language to be taught in black schools, and it was kind of imposed upon them. And this incident, really what it did is it ignited an uprising, and a lot of students protesting, government reacting to protesting, as governments often do. They react in a negative way, and a lot of people get shot up or killed. I'm sure there's wounded, but there's a lot of dead. It was just a bad situation in South Africa. 2012, Liu Yang became the first Chinese woman in space. She and two other people were launched up into orbit, and the shuttle that they were on, or spacecraft that they were on, was the Shenzhou 9. 2017, Helmut Kohl. He was a German politician that had presided over East and West Germany when the wall fell and the reunification of Germany happened. He was like the presiding politician over that, and he eventually became chancellor. Right. So the integration happened in 1990. He became the first chancellor of a unified Germany, and he was the first chancellor of unified Germany since 1945. Basically, the guy who held that position before him was Adolf Hitler. Why am I bringing up Helmut Kohl? Because he died at the age of 87 on this day in 2017. Not 1917, 2017. I do remember seeing him in the news quite a bit, in the past, in my adult life. So, he wasn't a bad person, but, and I think it was Angela Merkel who had succeeded him, but don't quote me on that, I'm not sure. So you'll recall a couple days ago I had talked about this Russian spacecraft that had gone into orbit, and it was Vostok 5, and how 2 days later the first woman in space on Vostok 6 would go up into space, and it was a Russian cosmonaut. Well, that was today, It was June 16th, 1963, that the first woman in space, Valentina Tereshkova, uh, was aboard Vostok 6, and she was up in orbit. She and the crew of the Vostok 6 completed 48 orbits in 71 hours. So that concludes this day in history. Hope you have a blessed day. Take your fathers out for lunch, dinner, what have you. Call your dads. Email your dads. If you have them, enjoy them. And if you have issues with them, life's too short. Make amends if you can. I'm missing my stepdad. I'm missing my father because we don't talk, and I sent him a text message, but try as I might to have open dialogue with him, it's not really receptive on his end, and that's I also know he's going through a lot. He's dealing with cancer, and it's just, it is what it is. So be blessed, take care, have a great day, and we'll do this again tomorrow for June 17th for this day in history. All right, take care. Bye.